Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you guys how I set up my traveler's notebook for the month from beginning to end. So I do have my Cocoa Daisy kit here. This is the December kit, which is called Cranberry Rose. And I have a separate video up on how I set up the actual Cocoa Daisy insert, which is called a Daisy Dory. This is the B6 Traveler's Notebook insert from Cocoa Daisy, and I will put a link below so you can see how I set up each page. But what I wanted to focus on today was setting up and making my dividers and moving things over to a new planner. So first of all, I went ahead and picked out my favorite papers. I did pick two of the larger ones from the main planner kit because they will wrap completely around the inserts, and I also picked out a couple of the smaller sheets from the memory keeping kits that I can use in the Foxy Fix dashboards, which you will see. So let's jump in, and you can't see, but I have spread out all over my work table here all the items that I'm gonna need, and then I'm just gonna film going through the process and probably do a voiceover. So let's jump right in. So this is a planner that I usually am not familiar with, I guess. I usually use a Foxy Fix, and the pocket configurations are a little bit different, but this month I am going to use this Waypoint Cherry Sky from the Chic Sparrow. So I did pick out two papers, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut them and laminate them for these back pockets. That I am using the ink pen and just making tick marks where I need to cut the paper by lining it up on the notebook itself. I don't really use a ruler to measure, and then I just take the paper over to the paper trimmer and go ahead and make those cuts, and then mark again on the top there where I need to make that cut and trim it that way as well. And then I put the two pieces of paper that I cut into one lamination sheet. I ran over to the laminator and laminated that, so that's what you didn't see off screen. And now I am trimming them down with my paper trimmer again. Okay, so those are laminated and hopefully they fit. Looks like a good fit on that one and on that one. And the reason I like doing these laminated sheets is because usually on a traveler's notebook, the leather's a little bit floppier, so that just gives a little bit more stability. And then I am going to take the kit card. I like it to be up front, and tuck that in there. And then for now, I'm going to take, I think I like this bow. This is from Peony's Paperie, and I'm gonna tuck that in there. And then we need to jump into getting the inserts set up. As I've said before, I like to use the paper from the main planner kit because it's larger and will wrap around my dory. So these were my three favorites, and I think I'm gonna use this for my front insert, which I'll show you later. So that means that my dory needs to go in one of these, and I think I will go ahead and use this one. And all I do is slip it in to the paper, and then go ahead and make some marks where I need to trim that. And then I will fold this inside out and make those cuts. And then hopefully that will just go right in there. So So that looks pretty good, and now I need to decide on some decorations for the cover. I did pull 3 of the pocket cards just to see what they look like on the front. And I think that I like one of these 2, and I'm gonna go with this one because I wanna add this ribbon to the edge of my insert, and I think that doing that will kind of pull in the red where the other cards didn't have any red on them. So that's kind of my thinking there on that. And then I'm going to add this pocket card to the front of the paper I cut down, and this is called score tape. It's just a double-sided tape. You can get it in different widths. I think I got this one on Amazon, and you just stick it down and trim it to the size that you need, and then you peel off the backing, and that makes that side sticky, obviously, and then you can just put it down on your paper. Okay, now usually I would use the same score tape to adhere a ribbon to the edge. However, if you look at this, this just has a really small center strand that holds this together. So I'm actually going to be putting this on the edge here with my sewing machine, and I'm sorry I don't have my sewing machine set up for filming, but I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. So that is the finished product. I think it turned out well. Just to show you what I did, I just held it in place. I didn't use any pinning or anything like that. I just held it with my fingers and then ran it through the sewing machine, trying to kind of line up in the center there. So if you have a sewing machine and want to give that a try, that's a pretty easy stitch there. So I have that cover done for my dory. This will be the second book on my elastic here. So I'm going to skip the first elastic, and I just know that because I usually do pretty much the same setup. So I can go ahead and put that in there as a placeholder. And then the rest of my inserts come from my current setup. So I will have to pull those out and move them over. I kind of decorate them as I go and then move them one at a time, which I will show you. But my daisy dory is ready to go. Okay, so now comes the part, since I have my daisy dory in here, that I need to move over my inserts from my current setup into the new planner, because these span several months. So like my first insert is my monthly, and it has all of 2020 in it, and my meal planner, I don't start a new book, I just keep adding on. My notes pages and my budgeting, I go ahead and move over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, making my other dashboards and taking out the current inserts that you'll see and replacing it with new paper, and I'll speed through that for you. So just for time's sake, the process is going to be the same for the remaining 3 inserts that I have. I just cut the papers and toss them in. So that's pretty much the main chunk of my planner there. I want to jump on and show you guys one more thing. So this traveler's notebook that I have decided to use has 4 strands. So I have my first 3 books on here, and then I have 2 left, but I only have 1 elastic left. So what you will do is use what they call a jump band. So I've showed this in some of my previous videos. A lot of times I'll just use a rubber band to do that. I do have the actual elastic that matches, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But basically, you take a rubber band or an elastic and you find the middle of your back book and you put that on, and then you find the middle of your other book and put that on. So they look like this, and then you just slip that into that last elastic, and now you have 2 elastics, or 2 books on that 1 elastic. And if you needed to, if you had another insert that you wanted to use, you could actually add it right there in the middle of those 2. And you could do that on every single elastic. So that allows you to put as many books as you want in a traveler's notebook, even though it only comes with usually just 1, 2, 4, or 6 strands. So let's just flip through here. These are how my dashboards and covers turned out. Oops, I skipped one there. And I did use that really pretty vellum from the Christmas kit on the back. So that's just a quick flip there of the actual insert covers. And now we get to do all of the extra decorating. Okay, now that I have all of the inserts in here, I do like to add tabs so I can find my place, but I don't like to use the actual adhesive on this part because sometimes mid-month I need to move things around and then the tabs are in the wrong spot, and that kind of bothers me. So I'll show you my little hack for that. So I do use this sheet that comes in the main planner kit with the tabs, and I will do the meal plan and the notes and Hello December. So I need to pick out 3 tags, and I think I'll do that one. I just kind of pick the 3 that I think look best with my setup. Okay, and my first one will be actually on my Daisy Dory, and it will say Hello December. So I'll take that and I will put the Hello December sticker on there. And then what I do is I just rip off a piece of washi tape and fold it in half and put that on this side of the tab, and then do the same thing. If I can find the end of the washi, do the same thing on the other side like that. And then I'll go to where this needs to go, which is actually on my cover of my Daisy Dory here, and I'm gonna put this one at the top. Oops. And then wrap that around to the back. And this works really well for me. The washi is enough. I'm not really throwing this around and being rough with it, but just putting it in and out of my bag, that is usually enough to secure the tabs. And then I'll do that same process again with the next 2 tabs. There I have my tabs on. This one's kind of hidden because of this nice ribbon ruffle, but I don't mind that layering effect at all. And then I have my notes and my meal plan, and I am all set. I'm gonna show you guys this little piece. This was from my November setup. It's actually just a laminate that I made to fit the pocket cards, and then it slides in there for a little extra decoration. It looks like this specific traveler's notebook that's a little bit too tall, which is fine because I'm gonna switch this out for December. So usually I put the calendar card here for easy reference, but since I used it on my front dashboard here, I'm just gonna go through some of the other cards that came in the kit and pick 4 out to put in here. So I have my cards picked out. I decided I would do this card that came in the Christmas bonus kit and this card that came in the memory keeping pocket kit in this first slot. And then I like to keep the kit color card handy, so I went with that. That came in the planner add-on kit, and then this that came in the pocket memory keeping kit, and I'll put that in the other slot. Okay, so now I just need to pick a tag. I do like to use these adhesive tabs that come in the main planner kit, and I think I will do this red one. And if you don't know, these are already adhesive, so you just peel the back off of that. And then I just peel these off every month after I'm done, and then pick a new one to put on. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then hopefully that will slide in there for decoration. And it does, and I love the way that turned out. That looks really good. So that was the other main thing that I do when I'm setting up my planner. And then usually my Foxy Fix traveler's notebooks have a pocket back here. This from Chic Sparrow does not, and I usually put in my notebook, and I don't know if that's going to work. I could put it up there. I think I will. So these are very generous. You get a bunch of paper on these, so it doesn't bulk up my notebook too much. I'm going to tear the majority of that off and then just slide this in and see how that looks. I think that looks good. I think it's fine. I don't mind it being up there. And then of course the ink pen, and sometimes I make a sticker pocket. Oops, I just need to restring that. I didn't mean to do that. I sometimes make a sticker pocket, but since this zippered sticker pocket came in the Christmas bonus kit, all my stickers are ready to go. So that is how I set up my notebook for the month. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know.